Welcome. Thank you for stopping by and choosing to listen to this message. I want you to go ahead and look at these two cards before you. You have the Two of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. And I want you to see if you can connect to these two cards and connect to the story that these two cards are telling you. And if you can see a connection, then this reading is for you. So please keep watching. Now, if you can't quite understand or connect, that's okay. I am here to clarify that for you. My name is Kimberly, and this is from Loved Ones Tarot, and this is for all my Geminis for the month of November 2024. Now, keep in mind that these two cards represent the underlining energy that runs throughout your heart, mind, and body, and dare I say your spirit. Whether you are aware of this or acknowledge it or not, this energy may still exist for you for this month. Now, when I look at these two cards, I see an underlining energy of overall a moral dilemma. There is a moral dilemma within you. There is a debate going on. There is some confusion going on about what you feel you have to do versus what you think is right or wrong. Hard choices for this month. And hard choices that are going to decide the quality of life that you may live now and for your future. So financial stability, spiritual stability, emotional stability, healthy and good connections with other people for this month. All that is running throughout your energy. And if you connected to what I just said, please keep watching. Now, I like to do self-awareness readings. If you're new to my channel, I do self-awareness. If you are not interested, you don't need that validation or understanding about yourself and who you are, that's okay. Feel free to fast forward to this red section and on, and that will give you your typical monthly outlook. All right, but if you're interested about yourself, here we go. You have the Strength card and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. It looks like you're in a conflict with someone right now, or a certain relationship, and you have a strong or a deep need to maintain a level of calmness, to be level-headed, to not be too emotionally headstrong or overwhelmed right now. You just want to maintain a certain inner peace within you, despite there being some chaos around you in your personal life. And if we look in your mental state for this month, you have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords, and they're both in reverse. Mentally, you may be, even though you want to be calm emotionally, in your mind, you may be wondering, when is this conflict going to end? Or when am I going to receive the same amount of effort, the same amount of love and attention and affection from someone else, in equal measure of what you've been giving? So there is, and for some of you, you're trying to figure out how to convince someone else, or how to communicate with someone else what you're going through, what you're feeling, what you need out of a certain situation or a certain relationship. You're figuring out, okay, how can I communicate this? How can I get it across to someone without being misunderstood, without the other person being offended by what I'm telling them, without that other person wanting to walk away or close off from what you're telling them, because what you want to share more than likely is not so positive. Okay, for some of you. And what in your physical self, this represents your physical self in the purple section. You have the Two of Swords and the Sun is in reverse. This is what you want people to see and believe about you based upon your actions. It looks like you want people to see and believe that the choices that you have to make are not easy for you, right? That you're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, that these two options, it was hard for you. It's not just a walk in the park. It's not something that is just for your own gain. And let me draw one more card for clarity. Oh, two cards. Whoops. Let me just pull one. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so in your clarifying card, you want other people to see and believe that you're not, that you're not trying to ruin what you have, or to destroy what you have, or take away from what you have, what you've built, what this other person has built, a certain relationship or a certain goal. Even if it looks like you're changing, you want to change goals, you want to change direction, you want another person to know that it was a hard choice to make for you to do that, to change direction. But what are you actually doing despite your intentions, or because of your intentions? You have the Five of Cups and the Moon, and they're both in reverse. It looks like you can't decide or move forward on a decision because you may be too afraid. Either to realize, to self-actualize. How can I say this? If you move forward, you may discover that a certain relationship or a certain goal or dream you had in mind you may discover that you don't want it anymore. So you may be afraid that if you switch directions, that you're going to have to change the relationship, change your path altogether. So you're a bit afraid of that. Or you're afraid that if you make a hard decision, that you're going to lose someone in your life. You're going to lose out on a certain dream that you had or a certain goal. And that really hurts you. So right now, many of you you haven't moved. You haven't made a real choice yet, or you haven't stuck to it. But let me pull one more card before I assume you have not moved. So just one card for clarity. One card for clarity on that. Please, just drawing a card. Oh, okay. You're not working. So within a certain relationship, you're just not working. Have you gotten distant? For some of you, you've gone distant. You're not willing to talk about certain issues. You're not willing to work on a certain conflict going on. And maybe you're trying to regather your inner peace, which is why you've gotten distant. Or maybe you just don't know what to say or the right words to say. So you've gone silent or distant within a relationship. For some of you, what else do I see? What else is there? Just drawing one more card. Ace of Cups. That's interesting. So I drew one more card for clarity, and I got the Ace of Cups. So it looks like instead of working on the decision that you need to be making right now, you'd rather focus on trying to make a relationship work, offer up an emotional connection, offer up a peace offering, if you will, rather than getting down to the truth of the matter. You'd rather offer up a peace offering than try to face the reality of your situation or the reality of a certain certain relationship. Moving on to this red section, this represents the situation that needs to be addressed right now, according to your loved ones on the other side. You have the Five of Wands and the Queen of Wands in reverse. So it looks like, yes, you are currently in a conflict with someone. You don't see a way out of that conflict. Let me pull one more card. And you don't see how to have everyone be happy, whatever the outcome may be of a certain resolution. You don't know how to make everyone be happy with a certain resolution. So it's sort of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. And whether you're honest or not honest. One more card. And again, the Three of Pentacles, not knowing how to work together to come together to have a solution, right? Because what is your, let me see what else. One more card. More card, I'm just picking one more card. I accidentally drew two. So you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So it looks like you don't know how to come together to create a stable and loving home, to create a stable and loving relationship that is positive and healthy, that's financially stable, financially successful, which again goes back to your underlining energy of having some sort of loss. And that could be a physical loss, so financial loss, a loss of a lifestyle, a loss of a purpose. So in your current situation, you want to know how to not only come together with someone, make a hard choice where everyone's happy, but also how can you either establish or maintain a happy home, a happy relationship with financial security, stability that will last a lifetime or for a long time. And then how can y'all come together for something that can be celebrated about together? How can y'all be supportive of each other? You wonder if there's going to be a time where everyone in question, anyone in this situation, you're wondering when can y'all actually just be happy together, happy for each other, happy for their goals and accomplishments and their milestones, and happy for you and your accomplishments and your milestones in life. So a lot of questioning, a lot of confusion. And if we look at what can help you for this month of November, according to your loved ones on the other side, you have the King of Cups and the Chariot. The King of Cups is in reverse. It looks like they want you to stop focusing on how to be the calm one right now, which is the opposite of how you're feeling. I mean, in your heart, you're like, I just want to be able to control my emotions, be level-headed, and find that inner peace in order to come together and love, to bring love and to bring peace and understanding. And yet your loved ones on the other side are saying, stop focusing how to be the King of Cups, someone who's emotionally stable, who's able to establish a positive and healthy relationship, who's able to maintain a positive and healthy relationship, someone who can give love, receive love, and love himself and protect himself. They want you to stop focusing on connections, building connections, maintaining connections right now. And they want you to have focus more on what drives you, what lights a fire within you. What is your purpose in this world? Where do you fit in? That is what you should should focus on for this situation. Let me draw one more card to make sure. One more card. Is there anything else that can help them with this current situation? One more card. Five of Swords. Yeah. You're going to have to get honest and figure out what's more important to you. Keeping a relationship, is that more important? But then you lose out on yourself. You lose out on what you really want deep down inside for your life and your purpose and your personal goals. Your personal goals. Is that relationship that important to you, where you lose a part of yourself and nobody is happy? That is the question your loved ones are asking you to answer. What is the cost of you winning? Whether it's you keep this relationship in question, whether you go after your goals. Like, look, I think if you're struggling with what to do, ultimately you're going to have to pick a choice that you can live with, that will make you happy in the long run, which may seem very obvious, but for some of you, you needed to hear that. Now, moving on to the pink section right here. I know my cards are all scattered. This represents the near future for this situation, the most likely outcome. You have the Ten of Cups and the Empress. It looks like you will have a more happy and stable and loving home, a more happy and stable relationship and deeper connection if you stop trying to carry the whole relationship on your back. Meaning, when you stop trying to be the one that puts in all the effort and the focus and the love and energy, if you stop being that person in order to focus on that decision that you have to make and focus on what needs to happen for your life and for your happiness, then you will make a happier home for everybody. All right, that is what will happen. But it's not set in stone. I want to preface that. You have that right and that willpower to change anything. You could take this information and do what you will. I say the same thing for your weekly outlook, which is up here. Anything can happen based on what you decide to do. All right, let me pull one more card for your near future. One more card. Is there anything that I left out for Gemini to know? Is there anything to be left out? King of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, sure. So they want you to stop trying to feel as if you have to carry the relationship, be that symbolic mother figure. They want you to stop being a mother figure. Stop trying to nurture everyone else, care about everyone else. Stop trying to make other people inspired. Stop trying to make things happen for you and other people, and start trying to become the King of Pentacles. And that is someone who not only is a leader and not only is a provider for himself and for other people, but he's good at being a financial provider. All right, he's good at leading. He is good with his finances. He's stable. And he's successful with any responsibility that he has, especially financial responsibilities. He's good at it. All right, so your loved ones are saying probably in the future you will focus more on embodying the King of Pentacles, and you can look him up if you want later on. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. We have landscaping going on. But it looks like in the near future you're going to stop being the Empress and you're going to become the King of Pentacles. In this green section, you have your words of advice from your loved ones, either about the situation or about November or just about your life in general. So advice number 1. I know a lot of the cards are off camera. That's okay. Those are my clarifying cards, so you don't really need to know them. You have the Chariot in reverse, again, going back to your motivation, what drives you, what lights a fire within you. It looks like for number, and you may relate to advice number 1 or 2 or 3, and that's okay. But I hope you relate to one of them at least. It looks like I'm just looking over the clarifying cards. The Chariot. It looks like for advice number 1, your loved ones on the other side, they want you to know that you cannot allow your motivation to be led by fear. Again, a fear of what happens when you keep a relationship, what happens if you lose that relationship. You cannot be motivated by your fear of loss, your fear of hurting other people. You're going to have to accept that when you do go after what lights a fire within you, you're going to have to accept that there's going to be some sort of loss. There's going to be some sort of loss. There's going to be some sort of hiccups or misunderstandings or conflict. But those who are with you, who truly love you, will stay with you. They will understand. And if they don't, then they don't. But you should still allow for you to go after what lights a fire within you. You deserve to be happy. All right. And for advice number 2, you have the Justice card. I'll go ahead and show you the clarifying cards off camera so you can have a better picture of what the advice is about. You have the Ace of Wands and the Three of Swords in reverse. It looks like your loved ones want you to know that any opportunity that comes your way for growth, for self-development, for discovering your purpose, your passion, your loved ones on the other side, they want you to know that those opportunities are right for you. There's nothing wrong, morally wrong, with having blessings come your way, for opportunities coming your way. They're for you. It is your right to have them. All right? So you don't have, for those who feel guilty or for those who are full of anxiety or dread, or they're worried about if they take an opportunity to grow themselves, that somehow they're bad or somehow they're selfish. No. The universe offers what is meant for you, all right? And advice number 3, you have the Seven of Wands in reverse. And I'll show you these last 2 just so you can have a better picture. You have the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So all 3 in reverse. I'll go ahead and flip it so that you can see it. It looks like you're going to have to stop defending why you need to work, why you need to focus on your personal goals, why you have to take some of your focus away from a particular relationship. Stop trying to defend with someone else. Stop trying to convince someone else of that you're a good person, or that your life purpose and why you're here on earth and what you're meant to do, and this journey that we're all on individually. Stop trying to feel like you have to convince other people what's best for you and what's meant for you, all right? That is advice number 3. Moving on to this orange section that represents your weekly outlook. it can be somewhat specific. So it could be meant for you personally, or it could not. It depends what comes through. And also, I want you to keep in mind, again, that nothing's set in stone. So you could change the course of your life with this information that I give you. You could do with it what you will. And you can, yeah, things can change for you. For week number 1, which we're already in, right? We're on day number 4, day number 5, one of those. You have the Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So this week was really just about you putting in that work within your relationship, or at least offering up of love, just like what are you actually producing in your physical self. In this section, the Ace of Cups. So in the beginning of November, you really were like, you're trying to make connections, you're trying to build relationships, and it could be intimate relationships, it could be friendships, it could be work relationships. It's just you trying to be productive, trying to be proactive, you know, trying to do what's best for you and for your relationships, for your life. And next week, you have the Magician, and my clarifying card was the Eight of Pentacles. So definitely both cards are for week number 2. You're still in the motion of manifesting what's meant for you, what's better for you, having your goals come into reality, to come into fruition. So you're putting in that work. What would you be working on? Let me clarify week number 2 for you. One more card, please, for week number 2 for Geminis. Okay, 8 of Swords. So yeah, so the underlining energy, remember, is having to make a difficult decision, to make a difficult choice where, you know, you felt trapped, or like forced to make a decision that you don't really want to. Week number 2, you're going to work on figuring out a way to release yourself from that burden, release yourself from that negative headspace that you're in. And yeah, you're just going to be working on that. Working on freeing yourself. Working on making yourself happy for next week. Week number 3, you have the Page of Swords in reverse. This is where week number 3 becomes a little bit confusing for you as far as communication within yourself and communication with other people in regards to what you want out of life. And let me pull one more card, make sure. For week number 3 of November, for Geminis, one more card, please. Judgment. You have the Judgment for week number 3 as your clarifying card. So it looks like, yeah. So you're going to go back and forth a little bit. So something may happen for you to where you don't know how to communicate what you're ready and willing and open to accept, or willing to come, whatever may come your way, whatever the blessings that are supposed to come your way, whatever the opportunities that are supposed to come your way. You don't know how to communicate what it is that you don't know how to communicate with yourself if you're ready for a specific opportunity that may come your way. And another is another different aspect I see is some of you don't know when an opportunity presents itself. You don't know if it really is an opportunity or not. Like, should you take it? Should you not take it? Like, there might be some confusion on understanding what should come your way and what is meant for you for week number 3. Week number 4, you have the Knight of Swords And again, like in week number 3, you have the Page of Swords. Not knowing how to define what it is a blessing or an opportunity is, and what's meant for you. Here you don't know how. You still are working on. Let me draw one more card to better explain that to you. Okay. And if I didn't preface already, I do work from home, so you'll hear my munchkins in the background sometimes. But we're almost done with the reading, so I should say that was a success. That was a success on my part, that my munchkins made it this long with being quiet. What are we on? Week 4. So one more card for clarity on what it is that they need to work on, or what's going to happen. One more card. Oh, Justice. Yet again. What's wrong or right? Oh, you may on week number 4, instead of so remember advice number 2, which was also the Justice, which was, it is your right for opportunities that come your way, blessings that come your way from the universe. That is your right. That's your birthright. Don't ever feel bad. Week number 4, the last week of November, I think you may deny yourself that validation of saying to yourself, okay, I deserve any opportunity that comes my way. I deserve my blessings. So I think number 4 is just you. Yeah, you're just not going to be able to accept what comes your way, or you're going to deny it, and you're just not going to say out loud. So maybe you're going to kind of quiet yourself for week number 4. Yeah. Let me draw one more in case there's something I'm missing. One more card for week 4. Yeah. So week number 4, it just looks like you kind of withdraw into yourself in regards to your passion or your purpose, your personal goals outside of relationships. You're going to keep it to yourself, and it's just going to fester, or it's going to cause you to have some sort of up and down within your mind, of back and forth, of it's just week number 4 doesn't really look that good for you as far as your accepting and saying out loud what you want out of life. But again, it's not set in stone. You can change it. You can change whatever day, whatever week. You don't need tarot to tell you what to do. You have that strength and that wisdom yourself to decide what's best for you. And I did 1 extra week, so the week of December, because the first week of November is already gone. So I just thought I would give you the first week of December. You have the 3 of Cups. So it looks like the first week of December, things start to turn back around for you in a positive way. You are going to be able to celebrate a victory, celebrate something positive happening for you, and in regards to having good communication. I think you're going to have good communication within your relationships for the first week of December, which is going to result in something to celebrate about, or, just something to appreciate. Moving on. And the yellow is your word of encouragement. And you have the 2 of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Let me draw one more card before I say anything. Their word of encouragement for Geminis. Word of encouragement. Just one more clarifying card, please. The Page of Wands is your clarifying card. So to me, it looks like, if you look at the image and imagine that you are the Knight of Cups. You are the Knight of Cups. It looks like you are drawn towards a vision for your future and for the future of others that is not on the same page as what your partner or someone you're in a relationship with would want. Y'all are not on the same page, and y'all don't share the same vision for the future. So what does that mean for your relationship? I think your loved one's on the other side for your encouragement. They want you to know that if you head towards a goal that doesn't include your partner, it doesn't make you a bad partner. It just makes you someone who wants something different, and you have every right to have wants and needs and desires outside of a relationship. And if that relationship happens to fall apart or grow distant because y'all just want different things, then that's okay. That does not mean you are a bad person. So some of y'all needed to hear that. And if you found clarity and understanding for this reading, please subscribe or like the video, or just keep coming on back. With that said, to all my Geminis, take care.